Hey guys, what's up? Chelsie Hill here, and we are going to be giving you guys an 8-week series on what it's like planning Rollettes experience, a behind the scenes look on what it's like to be a disabled mom, and to work with all of my best friends. So today's an office day, let's get it started. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's gonna be a busy day.
Yeah, we have a lot going on.
I'm Chelsie Hill. I am the CEO of Rollettes and Rollettes Experience, and I'm also a mom.
Hey guys, I'm Bria, and I am what Chelsie calls the shit getter doner, also known as the Chief Operating Officer of Rollettes.
So the Rollettes are an all-women's wheelchair dance team based here in Los Angeles. We also do a lot of content creation, a lot of dance videos on social media, and we really try to inspire and motivate and empower all of our followers through dance. But we also do a lot of like funny skits and a lot of just real life videos of what it's like to be a person with a disability.
I have known Chelsie for a very long time, but not just a long time, very intimately in every single aspect of her life. Chelsie has not kept me around, I have kept her around.
Rollettes Experience is our yearly event that we host with our nonprofit, and it is an empowerment weekend for women and children with disabilities. We host panels, seminars, really fun parties, a pool party, makeup seminars, dance classes, kids events, honestly, you name it, it's at our event. And it's just a weekend for women around the world to come to and meet other people just like them. So Tuesdays are my non-negotiable. I have to be at the office. As you guys know, I am a new mom, so I have to have my designated days at the office. So I kind of turn off mommy mode, even though I'm on my phone. Turn off mommy mode, put on boss mom hat, and we handle business on Tuesdays. All right, so first things first is I have a sponsorship call. We have 3 sponsors this year for Rollettes Experience. We have Coloplast, Permobil, and Easter Seals. I'm gonna be chatting with Easter Seals, 9 a.m., and figuring out what they're gonna be talking about for their topic of discussion for their panel, and I'm really excited. So I'm gonna jump on this real quick, and I'll be back. We have a great problem and good news. So I'm gonna just see what you think.
Okay.
So, good news is Easter Seals is really happy. All of our sponsors have been really happy.
Okay.
The hard part about this is all of our sponsors have such great connections and advice and resources that I want to give all the resources to our attendees as much as we can. I just don't know where to fit this in.
Another reason why we don't want to pack everything in when we don't need to is because the whole reason why we wanted to have bigger sponsors and spread things out is to not burn out, have one person handling everything. Because you know who's going to handle that? It's going to be me. So like, who's greeting them at the door? Like, who's getting that person situated? Who's getting the microphones up? Like, that's like another set of people that I have to greet and coordinate.
I'm so thankful for where we are now, but the startup of having an event like this, because there's no rule book, there's no how-to tutorial on this, is really hard. And being a startup small business is incredibly difficult for anyone. And then you add on the disabled women, you know, side of all of this, it does get very difficult because I'm asking for money for an event that is so hard to show companies the actual ROI for them. And I think you can't give an ROI on inspiring and motivating and community effects of it. So it's really hard.
Okay, so can we talk budget really quick? Money. I know.
Yeah, sure.
Can you go to our test budget that we did sort of last week? Okay, so we are still like technically going to be short. Rollettes Experience is honestly the best part of our year. It's the most life-changing event for everyone involved, but it costs a ton of money. I don't think people even really realize how much money this event costs to keep costs low for our attendees. And so it's definitely one of the most difficult subjects when planning, and it takes a ton of work. So we right now are honestly in the hole. We need to raise more money, and that's kind of scary because we are 8 weeks out, but we've done it before, we've pulled it through. So I just got to keep this one on budget over here. I got to start cutting stuff. And you know I'm going to cut.
And yeah,
the stuff you like. The parties. So
okay, listen. Have we made budget yet? No. Are we going to make budget? We never know.
So right now, you know, I try not to show it too much, but we definitely need to bring in more money in order to make this event happen. And what Chelsie and I prioritize are very different things. She will die on the after party hill and all the parties that we have throughout the weekend. I'm like, let's make sure our panelists are there. Let's make sure we are not sleeping on the sidewalk. Like, so we just have different priorities when it comes to finances of this event for sure.
For the budget, we obviously use it to put on the entire event. So that means staff rooms, that means the ballroom, the ramps, the stage, the lighting, all the decorations, the crew, electricity. Oh, that's expensive. And then our food and bev budget that we have to meet. So it's a huge budget for 4 days. And now that we're bringing on more like things here and there, we got to fill the space. We got to make it look good because I don't want just a ballroom with just people in it. I want it to feel like these girls are coming into a space that is completely transformed. And I think that's what the experience is all about.
If we don't raise enough money, according to me, I start slashing. We're not doing this, we're not doing this, we're not doing this, we're cutting. If it's according to Chelsie, she'll find it somewhere. She'll fund it herself, which is really the last thing that I want to happen because she doesn't want to cut parts of the party.
I think it's really important to have decorations and make these parties, the nighttime parties, like super extravagant because when else does someone with a disability really get to go into a room that's completely transformed and a ballroom that's completely transformed? And I want to make the event the best and the most extravagant experience for our attendees as possible. Hence, I like to dream really big. Bria keeps me centered, but yeah. It's one of those things that I know deep down I don't like to admit that if we don't make budget, it comes from me.
Here's my other thing about that is I don't want her to do that. I do not want it to come to that. Like we can fundraise and get the sponsors and so it's not funded by you, which means we have to cut things. But the hard part is you don't like to cut anything.
We just need to raise more money.
No, period. Period. That's what I'm...
Honestly, at this point, we're just inventing money. I'm pulling out of air, it's invisible, and then somehow, hopefully, it becomes real in my hand once I have to pay the hotel invoice. So that's where we're at.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
We have to fundraise more. So even though I'm leaving for 2 weeks, which I'm leaving for 2 weeks, we'll just talk about that later, we still have to raise money before because I genuinely don't want to put any more money of my own towards these events. I've been doing that for, since 2012.
I also would love not to bottom out every year and have a little something for all the costs post-event.
Totally, that's the biggest thing. We got to figure out a fundraiser, probably in the month of June.
What kind of fundraiser would you think we could do that fast?
We could strip on the side
of the road. Honestly, that would probably be the fastest we would ever raise money.
I mean, my feet be looking real good lately. Honestly, all of this money talk is making me hungry. Can we make some bread? Because I'm getting a little cranky and hangry.
We definitely don't want that.
Yeah.
We won't get anywhere.
No.
You want bread right now?
Mm-hmm. Right now.
Okay. Bread right now. Okay. Let's see.
Ooh.
Wow, I know. It's been rising for over an hour now.
Is that what it's supposed to look like?
Yeah.
I never look. I always see the finished product.
It has risen so well.
So this is your usual little new thing that we're doing.
Yeah,
Bria bakes bread. I don't. I sit and watch, and I eat it.
I'm learning how to bake bread. My mom came to town and she taught me, and now I'm obsessed.
So fluffy.
My mom told me that the best thing you can do is just load up everything with butter.
Well, we do have to also talk about the fact that I'm leaving for 2 weeks. But I'm a little nervous about the fact that we're like less than 2 months away from Rollettes experience, and I know that there's like decisions that need to be made.
Right.
And I'm gonna be on a completely different time zone.
Yeah.
So I'll be available. So don't do anything crazy.
Like cut the budget?
Yeah.
In half?
Yeah.
Cut your party?
There would be no Rollettes experience if we could do that. So it's not possible. But I will be available. You can obviously make executive decisions on things except for and my movie night decor.
That's like the most important thing to her is like as long as the party doesn't change and all the party aspects of the weekend stay intact.
It was everyone's favorite part, and I trust you.
Thank you. I would hope
After what, 10 years?
I know your social security number. I think you would trust me, but I think that like we can.
Yeah.
I can make decisions. We can figure it out.
The thing about Chelsie leaving for 2 weeks really close to the event means that every second I actually get to talk to her has to be so full and important. Like I have to prep all of the information, decisions that she needs to make, stuff that she has to approve. I have to get it all together so when I do get to chat with her, I say it all and get all the approvals at one time. You can't just no more creative talks. Like we're now in the process where we can't develop the event anymore. We have to make executive decisions. And so when I talk to her, when I get the chance, it'll be a lot of like boom, 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 boom. What do you want to do here? What do you want to do there?
I am leaving a lot of the final decisions up to Connor and Bria. I trust them wholeheartedly. Just don't cut my budget with my party.
So it's not the cutest loaf, but I'm telling you guys it's gonna be good. So we're gonna get it in.
Hey, let me help you. Let me help you.
So
no, I got you.
much.
I got you. I got you. It's teamwork.
It's gonna be hot.
Teamwork.
Be careful. We're gonna, Lord heavens, gonna put that in.
Boom.
And then set our timer and probably forget about it.
And get back to work. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah. Okay, so you know the necklace that you wanted to do for moms? Okay, so I had a sample made.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that cute?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have our Disabled Moms Social Club. I'm really excited about it because I feel like all the disabled mamas out there need a little something. Now we gotta get it promoted.
Everybody has been loving this hat because it says disabled isn't a bad word, because it's not. And we love it. Okay, so I just heard the timer for the bread and I never really know how it's gonna turn out, but I just love making it on Tuesdays when everybody's here because then we can have a little snack and my whole house smells like freshly baked bread. Oh, it's so good. It's crunchy. I'm gonna try it without her. Okay. This is good.
One of the biggest challenges that we face every single year, and I don't know how to get around it, is the hotel situation.
Okay, so you're telling me I have 250 attendees who all need an ADA room and the hotel has 46. Great, what could possibly go wrong? Not a problem. I'll just build rooms on the side of the street.
The hotel situation is just a mess. I don't want to deal with it.
Normally, we've just let all of our attendees book their rooms and I gently monitor their ADA needs and help work with the hotel as needed. But last year we had a bit of a situation, a couple of things where it became really imperative that I was going to have to hand place every single attendee in an ADA room if they needed it. And it has probably tripled the amount of work that it takes to get everybody there. And we've now booked out 4 hotels across Century Boulevard, all of their ADA rooms. And imagine me just emailing those hotels, hey, I just need your ADA rooms. That's it. That's all I need. I'm going to book them all out. I need this, and making them go to the rooms and, you know, tell me exactly what's in it. Is there a shower bar? Is there a tub bar? Is there a door? Is there all of these things? It's definitely been a whole nother job for sure. But ultimately, we think it's kind of the safest thing for our attendees who really have those high level needs.
Okay, so I want to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about some stories that we get from Rollettes experience, specifically last year. It's never happened to us before. Bria about had a full-blown meltdown panic attack. The alarm,
Okay.
The fire alarm went off.
We were running around. So then I'm coming down the escalator and I was like, cool, okay, we're almost, you know, through with this part of the day. And then I'm coming down the escalator and I just hear the entire hotel fire alarm going off. And I was like, what actually am I gonna do? I have girls in hotel rooms. I don't even know what rooms they're all in. If this is a real fire, how am I gonna stand outside in a parking lot and manage hundreds of people with disabilities and all their families in a parking lot on Century Boulevard without a megaphone? I was like, elevators stop in a fire. How in the world am I gonna get hundreds of people in chairs that aren't currently down here? Down. I said, piggyback. I was like, I'm gonna piggyback every single one of these attendees out to the parking lot and like throw them down somewhere. But what really happened? What was it?
It was just a fog machine in one of the dance rooms.
A fog machine in one of our rooms. It was our fault. And no one told me there was a fog machine. So I thought it was a real fire. And everyone was like, oh, we're just dancing in a fog machine. And I was like,
hey, I didn't even know there was a fog machine in the
I didn't know
building.
either. So then I made more rules for next year. No fog machines.
Now we have more rules. We're really just 3 girls just trying to figure it out. And that's, I think, the beauty of Rollettes experience is we're just figuring out every day. Every day, every year is so different. There's no handbook on how to run the world's largest women's empowerment weekend for women and children with disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
We're just literally, we're writing it as we go, and we're figuring out how to deal with hotel situations, how to manage 4 different ballrooms when there's really only one able body. Yes, the event is really big, but the behind the scenes crew is so small. But I will say, when like we're at the event and we're on stage and we're looking out at hundreds of women in chairs, it's all worth it. Like the planning process takes us so long, the stress is insane, and I hope through this vlog that you guys get to see a little bit more of an insight onto how we deal with all this and how we are just like young girls figuring it out every single day. I mean, a lot of people that come have never met someone in a chair, let alone traveled by themselves in a wheelchair. So you're boosting people's confidence, which is just gonna help the next generation of people with disabilities.
Are we even gonna be able to pull it off? Is so worth it when you just have like one person come up to you and tell you how important the event is and how much it's changed their life. A lot of people like in the Facebook group, they're like, I miss Rollettes experience so much. Yeah. And I'm like, we never get a chance to miss it because we're always
in it.
Doing it. We're always in it.
It feels like 360.
And it feels good to be like, oh, people really miss the event throughout the year.
Yeah. My favorite moment was the year that we had a ballroom, and it was in 2018. And it was the first time I taught 115 people in chairs. And I remember Sasha from Canada, she's been with us since like 2014. Yeah. She came up to me and she was like crying, and I was like, oh my God, are you okay?
I remember this. I was walking by you guys and I saw the whole thing.
And it was after, and I was saying hi to everyone, and it was just, she was like, I just want to say thank you. And I'm like, for what? And she was like, because of you, I have friends. Because of you, I've met someone else in a chair. Like, I've been disabled my whole life, and I've never met someone like me, and now I'm going to go on my first trip with them. And I start sobbing, and I'm like, oh my God, this is real, you know? And it's like, it just puts into perspective that, like, no matter how hard it is for us to plan, no matter how stressful it is, like, there are people that are out there that need it, and it's changing their life. So that's, like, I think the biggest thing that we have to remember.
People should come to the Rollettes experience because I've seen it completely change lives. I talk to first-time attendees all the time who are a little nervous or a little scared to be in a room with people who are just like them, and they come away from the weekend completely changed. Community changes everything, and I've seen it with my own eyes for the last 9 years.
So a big question that we get a lot is, how do we manage a friendship while also working for each other? And I feel like it became really easy for us because we established the work side of things first, and then the friendship kind of just evolved naturally. But it's a lot of like me being like, hey, I know you're not working, answer me when you're working. It's hard too because it's not just Bria and I, like all of my friends work for Rollettes. So it's a lot of juggling, and I think we just have all kind of established this nice balance.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is like communication.
Yeah.
We've never shied away from the uncomfortable conversation, which sometimes doesn't feel good in the moment, but then we move past it so quickly and we're always on the same page.
Part of being a CEO is understanding that you're not going to have all the answers right away. And my job is to find the people that have the answers.
The best part of this job, honestly, are the girls. They've become my best friends. I'm probably the only person who will eventually one day get married and need a wedding venue that is fully, completely accessible for like 40 of my friends.
I think the hard part is like with even just like the dancers being like, okay, you're gonna work this job, you're not, sorry, then, but you're gonna work this job. So there's a lot of different dynamics when you hire your friends. That is bittersweet, but.
I think you really struggled with that in the beginning. And then you just had to learn how to like, you weren't gonna please everybody. And you had to just make best decisions for your business.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I've always come from that perspective, you know, so it's been easier for me to kind of just be like a bit of the anchor in that way.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't as emotionally attached.
Not just anyone can be a CEO. You have to be able to designate things. You have to be able to bring in the right people, and you also have to be able to communicate. And you also have to be able to make sacrifices. And it does get really hard, but when you have the right team, it makes your job a little easier.
The thing about you is you naturally always need but want people around.
It's the only child in me.
You're the only child. Like everyone hung out at your house growing up.
Yeah.
You always want people around. And so you just naturally bring the people even that are working for you or whatever into your orbit kind of and make them very integrated in your life. But for longevity, like I felt all of that friendship, but to me, at the end of the day, the healthiest thing would be, and you like hate when I say this, but ultimately at the end of the day, I work for you. Like I worked for you. I think our dynamic has changed a little after 9 years, but at the time I was like, I am your employee.
It's definitely gotten to the point where I handle the business side of everything, and I don't really get to have a ton of fun. I'll see the other girls going to events with Chelsie and doing fun things, and I'm like, it's cool, guys. I'll just be here handling the business, making sure all of you guys get paid. I know I got it, while you guys go have fun. So that bums me out sometimes, but it's part of the job.
Really figured out how to balance work and friendship. I think we need a little bit more friendship in that because the whole like work-life balance is so hard, and then also like now being a mom and all that has been like really hard. So I love you. I love you. I literally
love you.
I literally don't know what I would do without you. Like, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to give you guys a little clue, a little hint on what our theme is for Rollettes Experience 2024. My first clue is the song, Hit Me Baby One More Time.
My first clue is fruit roll-up, fruit by the foot, and also the tongue tattoos.
Okay, let us know what you guys think it is in the comment below, and you'll find out very soon.
Okay, last thing is necklace is live on Shopify.
Yay! Cool.
That's good. So you
Okay.
can push that whenever you want.
Okay, necklace is live. Go check it out. I'm excited. Okay, well, I'm gonna go home and do mommy duties.
Okay.
So, love you. I'll see you next time.
I love her.
All right, I will. Gotta go make dinner. You know, do all the mom things. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
So, first things first.
I'm gonna multitask.
That's fine. Where's your passport?
My passport?
Yeah.
Stop.
That's a genuine question. I'm Just asking.
Are you kidding me? I actually didn't even think about that.
See?
Do you know where my passport is?
No, I wish. You have your passport holder here, but there's no passport in it.